Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the home mentoring session of accountancy. Myself, CSK Khanna from the SD Vidya School, Ambala Kent. Dear students, today we are going to start the next lesson, that is bills of exchange. This lesson is very easy and it is based on the journal entries. But prior to understanding what a bill of exchange is and what the accounting treatment is, it is very important that we understand what is the need of bills of exchange and how it functions. Dear students, understand that there are two parties. One is called the buyer and other is called the seller. Now, imagine a situation where the buyer wants to buy some article and he is not in position to make the payment in cash at the time of purchase, but he is ready to make the payment after some specified period of time. While the same case, the seller is not ready to sell on credit. There may be number of conditions that buyer and seller they are not known to each other. The seller is not willing. The buyer's financial condition is not good at the time of purchase. So there may be any reason due to which the seller is not interested to sell on credit to the buyer. But buyer is also interested to buy from the same seller. Now, how the transaction will take place in successful ways? There is one very simple and very important way through which the transaction can take place. That is called through accepting a bills of exchange. Now, what bills of exchange is and how it operates, how it functions, let's understand what the meaning of bills of exchange is. A bills of exchange is defined under the Section 5 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, and it defines that a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to, or the order of a certain person, or to the bearer of the instrument. Now, dear students, if we go through to this definition, we may not be able to understand what exactly a bills of exchange is and how it functions. Let's understand its features, characteristics, merits, so that we very clearly understand what a bill of exchange is and how it functions. If we go through to the definition, the first line of the meaning say, a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing. Now, what the first feature of bills of exchange say, that a bill of exchange must be in writing. Now, what we mean by this, a bill of exchange is an instrument. Instrument here, for this particular important instrument, understand that a bills of exchange is a document. You replace the word that a bill of exchange is a document. Instrument here means that it is a document and must be in writing. Must be in writing means that if any verbal or oral agreement takes place between buyer and seller, it is not viable, it is not acceptable in the eyes of the law. So a bills of exchange must be in writing, it must be written. Now, it must contain an order and not a request to make payment. Here what is given, note, N-O-T-E. It is not. It is not note, it is not. It must contain an order, not a request to make payment. What it contains? That the seller gives an order to make the payment to him and directly to make the payment to him or as per his instructions to anyone. I will discuss this point later on. The order of payment must be unconditional. The payment which is made by the buyer to the seller, that must be unconditional, that no condition should be attached relating to the payment. That if there is working day, then I will make the payment. If there will be the sunrise, then I will make the payment. If I will get the payment from Mr. A, then only I will make you the payment. It is an unconditional order. Then the amount of bill of exchange must be certain. Must be certain here means the amount must be fixed. It is not a vague amount. It is not variable. The amount which is payable by the buyer in the bill of exchange, that must be certain, that must be fixed. The date of payment should be certain. The date on which the payment of the bill of exchange is to be made, that is, the payment to be made, should also be confirmed beforehand. It must be signed by the drawer of the bill. I will discuss with you who is drawer, but drawer here means, you understand, the person who draws the bill. And who draws the bills? Here the person who sells the goods then draw bills. So it must be signed by the drawer of the bill. Drawer of the bill means that the person, the seller who has to take the payment, must sign on this bill. And then it must be accepted by the drawee by signing on it. When it becomes actually a bill, when it is duly signed by the drawee, that is the buyer. Buyer accepted. Accepted means that he accepts that he has to make the payment to the seller of the certified amount, specified amount, on specified date, then it will be treated as a bill. So it must be accepted by the drawee. Drawee here means the buyer of the goods. The amount specified in the bills of exchange in payable either on demand or on the expiry of the fixed period. Now here again there is one important feature of bill of exchange is there, that basically the period is fixed. So if the period is not fixed, that at any time when the drawer demands for the money, if period is not fixed, then the drawer is ready to make the payment for that. Then the amount specified in the bill is payable either to a certain person or to his order or to the other person, depending upon the condition which is given over there. What it say? That the amount specified in the bill is payable either to certain person or to his order or to the bearer of the bill. That the amount is paid to whom? Either to the seller or as per the orders or instructions of the seller, or to any person who is bearing the bill, means who is carrying over the bill. So the payment to be given either to the seller or to the instructions or orders of the seller. Then it must be stamped as per the legal requirement. A bill of exchange will become only a legal document when it should be properly stamped. Stamped here means generally that it is to be written on a stamp paper. Stamp paper here means the legal paper. So unless and until it is not drawn on the legal paper, stamp paper, it will not be treated as a bills of exchange. So dear students, I hope now you are in position to understand what a bill of exchange is there. That a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or the order of for a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument as per the section 5 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. I hope now you had understood the meaning of the bills of exchange. Now I will continue to the next part of this lesson in my next video.